Hello students, you're welcome to today's class. My name is Adebanke. We'll be taking a look at GCE Chemistry past questions. Question 1. The type of reaction ethyne mainly undergo is A. Addition, B. Carbonylation, C. Esterification, D. Saponification, E. Substitution. Ethyne belongs to the alkyne group and it mainly undergoes addition reaction because of the addition of atom to the triple bond. So the correct answer is A, addition reaction. Next question. Which of the following laws is obeyed if at constant temperature 200 centimeter of hydrogen at 1.5 times 10 meter raised to power 5 pressure becomes 300 centimeter cube at 1.0 10 raised to power 5 pressure. This law says at constant temperature, and we have volume and pressure. So this law is known as Boyle's law, because Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, the volume is inversely proportional to pressure. So the option A, Avogadro's law, B, Boyle's law, C, Charles' law, D, Faraday's, E, Graham's. The correct answer is Boyle's law, option B. Next question. Chlorine atoms forms chloride by A, donating lone pair of electrons, B, gaining an electron, C, losing an electron, D, sharing an electron, E, sharing a lone pair of electrons. Chlorine atoms forms chloride ion through the process known as electrovalency. And because chlorine has 7 atoms and that's at the outer shell, and needs one more atom to complete the octet rule. That means it needs to gain an electron. So the correct answer is B, gaining an electron. The most efficient absorber of ultraviolet radiation in the atmosphere is A, CO2, B, hydrogen H2, C, water H2O, D, O2, oxygen, E, O3, ozone. Ozone is known as an efficient absorber of UV radiation from sunlight before it reaches the Earth's surface. So the correct answer here is O3, ozone. Option E is the correct answer. Next question. When dust particles collide randomly in a beam of sunlight, the phenomenon observed is known as A, Brownian movement, B, dialysis, C, diffusion, D, osmosis, E, Tyndall effect. In a situation where dust collides randomly in a beam of sunlight, the movement, that collision is known as Brownian movement. So the phenomenon is known as Brownian movement. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. In the nuclear reaction above, what is X? X is unknown. So from this reaction, the upper number 234 is known as the mass number. We can see that they are equal. So 234 minus 7, that means that's 0 charge. For the atomic number, that's the lower number at the base, the number at the base. So we have 90 here and 91. So that means we have a difference of 1. So we have 0 and minus 1. Option B is the correct answer. The next question. Which of the following will increase the rate of reaction of chips of a metal, M is a metal representing this reaction as shown in the equation. So how can the rate of reaction here be increased? Option A, addition of some distilled water. B, decreasing temperature. C, diluting the hydrochloric acid. D, grinding the metal into powder. E, increasing pressure. In order to increase the rate of reaction or in this equation, the correct answer is grinding the metal into powder. This will increase the surface area of the metal, and it will lead to more collision, thereby increasing the rate of reaction. So the correct answer is grinding metal into powder, option D. Next question. What is the color of phenolphthalein indicator in a basic medium? In a basic medium, phenolphthalein color appears pink, while in acidic or neutral medium, it appears colorless. So let's look at the option. Option A, blue. B, colorless. C, orange. D, pink. E, yellow. The correct answer is pink. Phenolphthalein indicator appears color, gives a pink color in a basic medium. Next question. Which of the following is a component of the car exhaust? So we have A, aluminium, C, calcium, B, calcium, C, iron, D, zinc, E, lead. The correct answer is lead. Lead is a component of car exhaust. We also have CO, carbon monoxide, but lead is the correct answer to this question. Next question, the molecular formula of ethyl butanoate. So this is a combination of butanoic acid and alcohol. So the molecular formula here is C3H7, then COO plus with C2H5. So E is the correct answer, C3H7, the COO, C2H5. Option E is the correct answer. The rate of a chemical reaction is not affected by one of these factors. So what are the factors that affect the rate of chemical reaction? Except one. So we have A, color, B, concentration, C, presence of light, D, surface area, E, temperature. Concentration increases the rate of reaction. The presence of light, like in photosynthesis, also affects the rate of chemical reaction. Surface area too leads to more collision and also affects rates of reaction. Temperature to higher temperature, when you apply it, it also leads to more kinetic energy and also increases the rate of chemical reaction. But the only option that does not affect the rate of chemical reaction here is color, option A. The next question. Pipe-borne water is usually chlorinated in order to, so why do they add chlorine? What's the purpose of adding chlorine to pipe-borne water? A, coagulate sediments in the water. The chlorine does not coagulate sediments. Alum does that. B, improve taste of the water. Chlorine can alter the taste of water, but not necessarily improving the taste. Option C, kill harmful bacteria in the water. D, make it pure. E, remove the hardness in the water. Hardness in water can be removed by boiling. So the correct answer is kill harmful bacteria in the water, option C. Next question. The planet with the highest number of moon is option A, Earth, B, Jupiter, C, Uranus, D, Pluto, E, Venus. The planet with the highest number of moon here is Jupiter. It has about approximately 97 moons. So that makes Jupiter the correct answer. Option B. Next question. If two metallic ions of the same concentration migrate to a graphite cathode, the one that would be preferentially discharged is that with the A. Greater stability in solution, B. Lower electrical charge, C. Smaller mass, D. Stronger tendency to accept electrons, E. Stronger tendency to lose electrons. At the cathode, we have um, at, we have the tendency to gain, their tendency of gaining electrons. So the question says, if two metallic ions of the same concentration migrate to the cathode, that's negatively charged, the one that will be preferentially discharged, is known as the one with stronger tendencies to accept electrons. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. A device used in the laboratory for intermittent production of gases without heating, and heating is not involved. A. Aspirator, B. Delivery tube, C. Film cupboard, D. Keeps apparatus, E. Molar counter. The device that does not really need heat in the production of gas is known as Keeps apparatus. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. What type of bond holds hydrogen fluoride molecules together when forming larger aggregates? So the type of bond that hold hydrogen fluoride, that's hydrogen and fluorine, to form hydrogen fluoride is known as the hydrogen bond. So option C is the correct answer, hydrogen. Next question. The highly boiling point of hydrogen fluoride can be explained in terms of, so why does hydrogen fluoride has highly boiling point? Because it has the molecules are tightly packed, they have larger aggregates of molecules. So that means they need a higher boiling point to break the bonds. So is explained in terms of the hydrogen bond. So option A, covalent bond, B, dative bond, C, dipole-dipole bonds, that's a weak bond, D, electrovalent bond, and E, hydrogen bond. So the reason is because of the hydrogen bond leading to a high boiling point of hydrogen fluoride. Option E is the correct answer. Next question. The action of zinc on an acid produces when zinc reacts with an acid, for instance, let's say HCl. So we have zinc chloride plus hydrogen. So the action of zinc will produce A, chlorine, B, hydrogen, C, nitrogen, D, sulfur, E, water vapor. So that's hydrogen. The correct answer is B, hydrogen. A solution is prepared by dissolving 1.96 gram, mass 1.96 gram of tetraososulfate acid in 250 centimeter cube of its solution. That's the volume, 250 centimeter cube. What is the concentration in mole per dm cube? So the first step will calculate the molar mass of H2SO4. This will give us, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen times 1, the mass number, plus sulfur 32 times 1, then 4 atoms of oxygen, 4 times 16, That will give us 2 plus 32 plus 4 times 16 will give us 64. So we'll sum this together, 2 plus 32 plus 64. The addition of this will give us 98. That's the molar mass is 98. So the next step is to calculate the number of mole. The number of mole is mass over molar mass. What is the mass given? Mass, we have 1.96 all over the molar mass 98. So 1.96 divided by 98 will give 0.02 mole. That's the number of mole. So the next step is to calculate the concentration in mole per dm cube. So remember, we're given our volume in centimeter cube, but we need to calculate our concentration in mole per dm cube. That means we have to convert this 250 centimeter cube to dm cube. To convert it, we'll divide 250 by 1000. That's 250 divided by 1000. That will give 0.25 dm cube. So the concentration, that's the molarity in mole per dm cube, we have number of mole, concentration is equal to number of mole all over the volume. So what's our number of mole as calculated? We have 0.02 over the volume in dm cube, that's 0.25. So 0.02 divided by 0.25, that will give us 0.08 mole per dm cube. So this is the value for the concentration, 0.08. Option B is the correct answer. The next question: which of the following compounds is unsaturated? A. Cyclohexane. B. Methoxyethane. C. 1,2-dibromoethane. D. 2,2,3-trimethylpentane. E. 3-methyl-butene. So which of the compound is unsaturated? The correct answer is 3-methyl-butene. It has this C double bond, making it to be unsaturated. That's the correct answer, option E. Next question. pH is defined as, what is pH? That is a measure of hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. So the correct answer here, hydrogen ion concentration, let's see, we have hydrogen ion here, but and here. So, and here we have 3 options with hydrogen ion, but pH has logarithm. So we have minus logarithm H plus and logarithm H plus. So the correct answer is minus logarithm H plus. pH is represented like this. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. Matter is neither created nor destroyed in the course of any chemical reaction is a statement of the law of A. Combining volumes, B. Conservation of mass, C. Definite proportion, D. Multiple proportion, E. Reciprocal proportion. The law of conservation of mass says matter can neither be created not destroy, but it can change from one form or state to another. So the correct answer is B, conservation of mass. Next question. Bauxite is the ore of A, aluminium, B, calcium, C, iron, D, sodium, E, magnesium. Bauxite is the ore of aluminium. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. An element has a combining power of 3. A combining power means it has a valency of 3. Which of the following formula is correct of its compound? So looking at this option, the only option that is correct, or the only formula that is correct, is option D. So let's verify it. So for option D, we have Z2, then O3. So we have to calculate to verify if Z has a valency of 3. So the charge here is the 0, is neutral, 0. So we have Z2, that means 2 times Z plus 3, and the valency of oxygen is -2. That's times -2 is equal to 0. So we have 2 times Z, 2Z, plus 3 times -2, that's -6, is equal to 0. That's 2Z, to make Z the subject of formula. 6, we move to the other side, making it to be positive. It's negative here. Moving to the other side will make it positive. That's plus 6. So we have to divide both sides by 2 to make Z the subject of formula. So 2 cancel 2, 2 here 1, 2 here 3. That means Z is equal to plus 3. So that verifies our answer. Option D is the correct answer. The following acids are monobasic except A, deoxynitrate 3 acid, B, ethane dionic acid, C, hydrobromic acid, D, methanoic acid, E, orthochlorate 1 acid. So the following are monobasic. So all these are monobasic except that's ethane dionic acid. Ethane dionic acid is dibasic. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. Which of these arrangements of elements is in order of increasing ionization energy? A, boron, carbon, fluorine, nitrogen. That means we are moving from left to right in the periodic table. So B, boron, carbon, nitrogen, fluorine. C, carbon, boron, nitrogen, fluorine. D, fluorine, nitrogen, carbon, boron. E, nitrogen, fluorine, carbon, boron. So the correct answer is boron first, carbon, nitrogen, and fluorine. That's the order of increasing ionization energy. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. The gas in air used by plants for photosynthesis. So which gas is used by plants? Is it argon, carbon dioxide, CO2? Is it nitrogen, oxygen, or water vapor? So the gas that is used by plants in the presence of sunlight that reacts with water to give glucose and oxygen as a byproduct. This gas is known as CO2, carbon dioxide, is used by plants for photosynthesis. Next question. When sodium hydroxide solution is added to a solution of zinc salt, there's a white precipitate formed, and this will dissolve in excess sodium hydroxide. Why? So when sodium hydroxide solution is mixed with zinc, the white precipitate formed is now redissolved in excess sodium hydroxide. Why? A. Sodium hydroxide is a strong alkaline. B. Sodium is more reactive than zinc. C. Zinc is more reactive than sodium. D. Zinc hydroxide is amphoteric. E. Zinc hydroxide is unstable. So the only reason why this happens is because zinc hydroxide is amphoteric. Amphoteric means it can react with both acid and base. So D is the correct answer. Next question. A chemical system is at equilibrium when equilibrium, that means is balanced, zero. So that's when Gibbs free energy. This only happens when Gibbs free energy is zero. So option A, delta G is positive. B, delta G is zero. C, delta S is negative. Delta S is positive. Delta S is zero. The correct answer is Gibbs free energy is zero. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. Brownian motion explains A. Boyle's law, B. Collision theory, C. Laws of chemical combination, D. Molecular motion in liquid and gases, E. Vibrational motion in liquid. Brownian motion explains as molecular motion in liquid and gases, like a random motion when dust particles collide. So it's molecular motion in liquid and gases. Option D. The reaction of hydrochloric acid and calcium triazocarbonate 4 produces, so let's see the reactants, calcium carbonate plus HCl we give calcium chloride and CO2 and water. So the equation is balanced. So let's see from our option, calcium chloride, carbon 4 oxide and water, calcium chloride, triazocarbonate 4 acid, C, calcium hydroxide, carbon 4 oxide and chlorine gas, D, calcium hydroxide, carbon 4 oxide and water, E, calcium metal and water. From the equation, we have our product to be calcium chloride, carbon 4 oxide, and water. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. If two elements X and Z with electronic configuration F has 283, then Z has 286, respectively, combined, the compound formed, we have the formula. If looking at this, we have X with the valency to be +3. Then Z, it needs 2 more electrons to complete the octet room. That Z, we have 2 minus. So if they combine, we have X3 plus Z 2 minus. So this will combine, 2 minus will be come here, then 3 plus. Then we have Z2, then no X2, Z3. So the correct answer here is option B. That's Z2, X2, Z3. Option D is the correct formula. Next question. The following gases are diatomic except, diatomic means they have 2 atoms. They occur naturally to have 2 atoms. So except A, fluorine, B, helium, C, hydrogen, D, nitrogen, E, oxygen. Fluorine, hydrogen, for instance, you have oxygen to be written as like this. That's the meaning of diatomic, O2. So all these, fluorine, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen, they are diatomic, except helium. Helium is a noble gas, so it is not a diatomic gas. Option B is the correct answer. Which of these is not a physical property of water? A, can be used to dissolve organic substances. B, water has a boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius. C, water has a density of 19 centimeter cube at 40 degrees Celsius. D, water has a freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius. And E is neutral to litmus. So option B, C, D, E are physical properties of water. They are all correct, except A, that says can be used to dissolve organic substances. Water is polar in nature, so it can readily dissolve organic substances like lipids or fat. So the correct answer is A, option A. Next question. During the electrolysis of sodium chloride solution, hydrogen is discharged at the carbon cathode. So during electrolysis of sodium chloride, hydrogen is discharged at the carbon cathode because A, hydrogen ions are greater in concentration than sodium ions. B, hydrogen is higher than sodium in electrochemical series. C, hydrogen is lower than sodium in the electrochemical series. D, of the nature of the electrodes. E, the concentration of sodium ions is greater than hydrogen. So during electrolysis, the main reason why hydrogen is discharged is because in electrochemical series, hydrogen is higher than sodium. Why? Because sodium is electropositive. They easily lose electrons. So that makes option B the correct answer. Now we have come to the end of today's class. If you have any question or clarification on any of the questions, you can drop them in the comment section, and see you in the next class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAM, WAEC, Cacao,